So you have a virtual agent that loads in your browser, and to start the conversation, you click the start conversation.
Hi, I am Alex. Hi, I am doing great. Bye.
So this was a small, very um, short conversation with a virtual agent. And if you noticed here, there were like multiple choice options for the user to click, and virtual agent responded different depending on what the user clicked on the screen. And in order to develop such interaction, the only thing as a uh, researcher you are supposed to do is create a small script that kind of covers all those interactions. So here you don't have to create a virtual agent. You don't have to worry about voices. You don't have to worry about um, how to create the system or web page, how to send it to people. The link I showed to you, you can just copy paste this link and send it to anyone. They should be able to interact with this virtual agent. And to create this script, we call this Ink script. It's based on existing uh, system that someone else has built. So we use this to create this virtual agents. And this is not a computer science language. You don't have to get scared that you don't know computer science and how to write this script. It's a very simple language, or it's just the way you write it. I'm going to demonstrate how to do that. So this is a software called Inky. Inky is a software. I've shared it in my document. If you go to this website, you will see that there are different versions for different platforms. If you use Mac, go ahead and download the Inky_Mac. If you use Windows, you can use depending on your system, you can use either of these zip files. Once you extract them or open the system, you'll have a system called Inky here. And this um, platform or this software allows you to create those kind of interactions without a virtual agent. So you don't have to go to the website to test your whole script. So I'm going to copy the existing script I demonstrated to you and show how it looks like. Left side is your writing part. Right side is how the script looks like, or you can interact or test your script here. So for example, here, anything that starts with hyphen or no hyphen is what virtual agent is going to say. And anything that any option for a user is through star mark. So here agent starts with saying, hi, I'm Alex, and users are given two options. Hi, Alex. Hello, how are you, Alex? So if I click hello, how are you, Alex, I'm going to get a response that is associated with this click of a button that is, hi, I'm doing great. And then this is the end of story. And you can always keep testing here. For example, if you click this restart story, it will start from the beginning. If you want to just go one step behind, you can just click this one step behind, it will go one step behind. And this is, in this example, you'll notice that depending on what users chose, Alex, the response of virtual agent will change. You can make it much more complex. For example, after this, you need some secondary options, and you want to say, just say bye. And you will notice that there are two stars just because this is from the second level. So if I click hi Alex and I say hi, nice to meet you, and then there's the bye option. So this will allow you to create much more hierarchical conversation. And if you go to a link that I've shared in the document, it's called Writing with Ink. And this shows you like how flexible is this whole process of writing the script. So what I demonstrated you was the initial part where you can just write and create choices. But if you go further, you will notice that you can create much more complex, like writing a knot. For example, depending on the uh, response from the user, you want to start a completely different conversation. I'll demonstrate that to you in a short while. But this page is all you need to know on how to write the whole script. There are some things here to notice. These options are covered in brackets, square brackets, and they tell the system that, okay, agent does not have to repeat back. So here, if I remove those hi Alex, you will notice that if I click hi Alex, agent is going to repeat that back. So make sure you use those square brackets so that system knows that I'm not supposed to repeat back what he just said. Um, so other than this, I'll demonstrate how to create a new scenario on VIP. So here you notice that if say there is, you made some error, for example, you're not following the protocols. For example, if you forgot to put this bracket, the system will automatically show that, hey, there's some issue here, so you need to fix this. So make sure you do those things. And if you want to create a new virtual agent scenario, so once you have the script finalized, copy this content and go to the uh, virtual interview platform. And here, once you come to this page, you need to first sign up. Sign up process is simple, but make sure you send email to this so that I can activate your account. You can also send email to me. That would be much faster. And once I activate, you can uh, log in. Once in the login, after you log in, you have to go to a new scenario and give a name to your scenario. Say this is course test, and then I'm going to add this content here. Here the end statement is very important. The system knows that the conversation ends here. And there are some checkboxes and fields here. I'll go through them one by one. Real time says that the whole interaction you saw with the virtual agent, anything that virtual agent is saying is everything is being computed in real time. The voice is computed in real time. So that's why you see a small delay between responses. Uh, I'll tell you how to make it non-real time later, but for now, keep it checked. Use Unity. These two should be checked all the time. Here, this was recently introduced. You can change different virtual agents you want. Right now, there are like male and female. Let's go with female right now. And this is the place where you choose the voice for the virtual agent. It's an automated computer voice. You can find different samples in this web page here. So these are different voice samples supported by Google. So there is Arabic, there is Spanish, there is English, even Hindi, any most of the language that are spoken worldwide. Right now, let's see, what do I want to choose here? I want to try this Indian, and I want to see like how does it sound like. And this is a place you have where you can insert a follow-up survey. So many of the time you have a research study and you need people to complete a survey after the interaction. So you can embed that through this interaction. So I've created a small survey for this demonstration. I'm going to paste it here and then just submit. So once you submit, you'll see that there are three different options here: edit, interact, and generate audio. I'll explain about the generate audio in a while, but if you do that submit part, that's all you need to do. And if you click the interact button, you have a talking virtual agent in front of you.
Hi, I am Alex. Hi, I am doing great. Bye.
Do I speak like that? So after you finish this, you see that automatically a complete survey button is attached because you have that survey button in front of you. Added the survey link in that form. If you didn't add the survey, you will have something called conversation ended. You can close this browser. So if you click on this, you'll see that it takes me to a sample Qualtrics survey I created for this. and automatically it takes the user ID. So here it's taking as anonymous because I did not pass any user ID. If you were to have multiple users and you want different types of, you want a user ID for different every user, you just have to put a slash mark and add any ID you want for them. For example, this can be user one, and then this automatically becomes their ID for this interaction. So when you're getting these logs for this, you can always trace back by looking for what was the user one. Let me see what have I learned. So I'm going to go like in a much more complex script that I created for my study. Uh, Here, yeah, this is a huge 10 minutes long script that is basically is related to my PhD dissertation, and I'm trying to measure how virtual agents can use different messages for different people and try to persuade them. So here you see that this is a script that uses much more complex things that are in the writing documentation I just shared. Here, if I'll go through the section wise so that you have some idea of like how you can create these similar scripts. I'll also share this as a sample script for your later reference. Here, as soon as the script starts, it says greetings. You can it says as soon as agent starts, you're supposed to go to this section. And system goes to this section. It says, hi, my name is Amara. I'm your virtual assistant designed especially for you. Nice to meet you. And as you can see here, um, there is this on the right side, and if you can simulate it, and you have two options. Hi, Amara, nice to meet you too. Hey, Amara, I'm here to participate in the research study. For now, I'm sending them to the same section called small talk. And as soon as I click them, this arrow is called divert, and it automatically diverts to a section called small talk. And these arrows should be on always in the new line. So this is not in the documentation, but if you put it this way, sometimes system does not work, but just make sure you keep it on the new line. And once it goes, then you can see the system simulates the next part. Great, thank you. And I get options saying that, okay, sounds good. And system says, so how do you feel about talking to a computer character? You have two options. Then yeah, it's kind of neat. So here, this is a place where I'm going to demonstrate how to take open-ended responses from a virtual agent. So from the user side. Here it's saying, since I'm designed specially for you, would you like to give me a new name? And if I say sure, here I'm adding this um, text here that kind of simulates open-ended responses. But if you copy this to virtual interview platform, you'll automatically see an open-ended response for the user. I'll demonstrate this in a while. You're supposed to copy this exact content so that if you need any open-ended responses from the virtual agent, you need to see that. And if I proceed further, I get much more more open-ended responses. I'm collecting additional responses from user like, let's get to know a bit. What do you do? Where are you from? What do you do in your free time? And as we move forward, here you'll see that there are much more complex branching happening in this section in the gratitude journaling section. Okay. So yeah, we are in this section. Before we begin, I would like to know your thoughts on mental health. And I'm given two options for the user is given two options. Do you think mental health is important at every stage of life? And you have like, I agree mental health is important at all stages of life, and this I don't agree. So these 1 star is your first level of options that user is given. And depending on what users choose, they will be diverted to different sections here. So here, if I choose this, I agree, then you're going to get additional two options which are based on these choices. And this goes on depending on how long, how big the script you want to create. Uh, Also, like Dr. Villaro will demonstrate you in a while, that you can add additional adaptation. So depending on users choose, you can, Dr. Villaro added some creative ways to count those choices into numbers. For example, if user chose, I practice uh, staying healthy 2 to 3 times a week, that gets converted into a number and that is reflected in agent's response. So I'll keep that to Dr. Villaro's presentation, but let's test this document script on this. One best thing about this is the system is it allows you to iterate through faster. For example, um, in one of your testing, user said that, hey, I don't like the script. I want it to be much more fleshed out, and you just have to go and change this script, and you have a completely new interaction ready for you. And this is where Dr. Willer was saying that iteration and testing helps in improving the system. Let's try different words. I hated that word. Um, let's go with English Australian male. I'm going to choose a white male character this time. And I'm going to do submit. And this is the interact button. So every time a first time virtual agent is loaded on your browser, it takes some time to download the whole virtual agent in front of you. And something you notice here is that it's only supported on laptops and desktops. It doesn't yet work on your mobile browsers. So here's the white mail virtual agent for you.
Hi, my name's Amara. I am your virtual assistant, designed especially for you. Nice to meet you. Great. Thank you for agreeing to participate in the research study. I'm glad to meet you. Keep in mind that I'm just a computer character with limited capabilities, so I hope you'll understand if there are some things I can't help you with. So, how do you feel about talking to a computer character? That's great. I hope I can be a good personal assistant for you. Since I am designed especially for you, would you like to give me a new name? All right. What would you like to call me then?
So this is the open-ended response I was talking about. So if you just enter this small text, copy paste this text, it will automatically simulate open-ended response for virtual agent to collect from the user. Um, so, so you might be wondering that, okay, you started with this really good presentation on like how this virtual agent is using different hand gestures, and you're selling me this robotic voice virtual agent. Like, what's this? Uh, this is the importance of the system. Like this system allows you to iterate through your messages or get quick feedback from your user. And once you have something, some initial data that can be uh, used to analyze and improve your script, then you can invest more time and resources in creating a much more full-fledged interaction with the virtual agent that you see in current colorectal cancer project. Let me see if I got anything to cover. So yeah, I'm gonna show you, like, if you have some interesting research questions to explore, how would you end up creating a survey or study out of it. So let me, This is a sample Qualtrics survey I've created for this demo, where I'm going to show you how you can send this virtual agent link through through the Qualtrics, and then also attach those um, attach a post survey after the conversation. Here you have the sample survey, and you can see that there's a section called click on this link to interact with Alex. Let's go ahead and see how it looks like. If you double click on the link I created here, so you can see that I have what, yeah. So if you go and click this interact of this virtual agent, you have to just copy the link and go to your Qualtrics survey and add it to the link here. And you can see here that I'm also adding an additional field here that is a random ID that I'm generating for every user. So if you have used Qualtrics, there is a way to generate this random IDs. In here in the survey flow, we create an embedded random ID and create a random generator. It will automatically create those numbers for you. And I'm just inserting those numbers in this Qualtrics survey here. And in order for you to get that specific ID, you can just say that go to insert text and just embedded data field and random ID. And you can just copy this text, double click this, go at the end and just add this random ID here. So that will allow you to track every user on how they interacted with different virtual agent. And like I showed you, you can also add a post survey after interaction. You can just go to distributions and copy the anonymous survey link and just add it in the description of your scenario here. So you have just add this Qualtrics anonymous link from there, and that should be good to go. Did I miss anything? Yeah, that's all I have for this presentation here today. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer now. If you have any other questions when you're using the system, please contact me.